Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hi there. Welcome to day two of our Facebook Live Teach here in Self Publishing Made Simple. I'm Emmy. Hi. Welcome back. And today I'm going to share with you some of my secrets on how I learned how to self publish my books, even if I didn't know where to start. Now, if you are watching this on replay, just type in hashtag replay in the comments so I'll know who's watching these videos. And, if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to comment in there and I'll reply when I see it. All right. So before we start, let me actually give you a little bit of background about myself and my history with self-publishing. You see, my background is in psychology, and I'm actually an academic, and so it is part of our job to do research and to also publish and disseminate our work through research papers, through books, and so on. And so even before I started my self-publishing journey, I actually already had a track record of publications. I had research papers, I had book chapters. I even had a textbook in health psychology published by a traditional publisher. So you can actually say that I'm not necessarily a complete newbie in this publishing business. However, my experience in the past is an author. I'm a researcher. I do my research, I write it up, and as soon as I've written it up, it goes to the publisher and the publisher deals with everything else. So all I had to do was write, pass it on to the publisher, and they deal with the peer review process. They deal with the editing, they deal with the proofreading, they'll do the book cover, the formatting, the marketing, distribution, and so on. So they had to deal with everything. And so when I decided to take this new adventure, to try and do self-publishing myself, I felt a little bit scared because for me as an author, it was easy. All I had to do was write and then pass it on to the publisher. That was it. And they deal with everything else. And if I had to pursue self-publishing, it means that I have to deal with all the things that my publisher did. I knew that there was so much that I needed to do after I finished writing. And I sort of have an idea of what it will involve, but I didn't have a clue where to start. I didn't really know where am I going to find an editor, where I'm going to find a book cover designer, who's going to do my formatting. I mean, where do I even start with marketing and distribution? It's all new to me. And so at the start, I was quite scared, because it's something absolutely new to me. But just because I was scared, doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it at all, right? It's always been the story of my life. When I try to do something new, I get a little bit scared and then I compose myself and then I get on with it anyway. That was actually the theme of my third book, Fear is Not My Enemy. But anyway, so I wanted to pursue self-publishing. I didn't really know where to start. So I looked for information. I looked for information online. I looked through blogs. I looked through some tutorials on YouTube. So much information already available out there, and I actually felt a little bit more overwhelmed because, oh my goodness, there's so much to do. And so I took a little bit of a break. I put all those blogs and tutorials on the side. I went on Amazon just to have a break. At that time, I think I was looking for books on property management and property investment. It's just one of my other interests. But for some reason, this pink book popped up onto my feed. I think it's the Amazon algorithm. I had cookies in my computer and it saw that I was looking for information on self-publishing. And so this little pink book popped up on my feed. I wasn't even looking for it. It just popped there. Had a look at it. It looked interesting. It's only 99 cents and it's actually telling me that, look, get this book and you'll learn everything about self-publishing, everything that you need to know about Kindle self-publishing. And so I thought, okay, it's only 99 cents. What have I got to lose? Let's have a look. I bought the book on Kindle, and I have to say that that pink book changed my life. I mean, I'm not taking this statement lightly. It changed my life simply because this pink book opened up all the possibilities for me. You know, it showed me all the opportunities that I could get if I pursue self publishing. And it listed all the steps so clearly that it empowered me to actually do it. It laid it out so neatly. And I thought, oh, all right. Okay, that's it. Oh, I can do that. So, yeah, that pink book changed my life. And if you're asking, what is this pink book? What is this mystery pink book? I'm going to tell you. This is the book by Gundi Gabriel. It's called Kindle Bestseller Publishing. The last time I checked, it's also still 99 cents. So, if you want information on how to publish your book on Kindle, I highly, highly recommend that book. It's amazing, and for me, it was a game changer for me because it laid out all the steps so neatly, and you know the conversational. It has a conversational style, so it's not too stuffy. You know, you can implement the steps recommended that in that book, and I highly recommend it. And I read that book. And the truth is, I actually became friends with the author, Gundi. If you're watching, hello. Gundi is a fantastic mentor, and she really helped me through my self publishing journey. And this is actually the first secret that I'm going to share with you today. If you want to learn how to self publish your book, it's really important that you seek out information out there, but you have to learn from the best. You know, if you want to learn, reach out and learn from the best. And in my case, I learned um, everything that I needed to know about self publishing from that simple pink book by Gundi Gabriel. And you know, that's it. I have her book, laid out all the steps, and I did it. So that's the first secret. The second secret, I sort of slipped already. I mentioned the second secret. The second secret is actually learning by doing. Okay. So it doesn't really matter if you already have the information in your hands. You know, in my case, I had that book in my hands, and it laid out all the steps. If you only read and don't do anything with it, it's actually quite pointless. To really learn and understand how self publishing works, you actually have to do it yourself. Okay, you learn by doing, you learn through experience. And so in my case, I had Gundi's book, you know, the Kindle bestseller publishing book. I read all the steps. And what I did next, because I'm this really organized freak, I took out all the steps, laid it out in my worksheet. You know, I laid out an action plan for me. I moved some of the steps around because in her book, I think it was a 4-week guide to Kindle bestseller publishing. But because my time was limited, because I was working full time and I also had a busy family life, I had to modify the steps a little bit to suit my schedule. But anyway, I listed all the steps and I looked at my calendar. I told you yesterday that my blocked days and time for my book are Mondays to Fridays from 6 till 8 in the morning. So what I did, I had my calendar, I had the steps in my worksheet, and I mapped out what exactly I'm going to do on specific dates. So for example, in my worksheet, it says I have to edit chapter 1. I'll put it in my calendar and I'll say I'll have to edit chapter 1 on Monday at 6 a.m. Or let's say Tuesday 6 a.m. I'll say I'll go look for my book cover designer. Or Wednesday 6 a.m. I'm going to look for my uh, editor or whatever. So I have the information from Gundi's book. I did something with that information, took that information, laid it out on my action sheet, you know, in my worksheet, modified it to suit my lifestyle and my schedule, and then I mapped it onto my calendar. So it is absolutely clear what I am doing on that day at that time, and it gets done in that way. And because it was clear in my calendar, I was doing it, you know, as scheduled. And as I did it, I gained more experience, and eventually it became easier. I have to confess that my first launch, my first book, it was an absolute nightmare when I launched the first time, because I really didn't know what to expect. My husband can testify that I was absolutely nuts when I launched my first book. But as I gained more experience in the second book, in the third book, I sort of had an idea of what to expect, and things got easier. I also started to modify my action plan a little bit as well, because it made me understand, through experience, that there are certain tasks that needed more time. So, for example, in the past, I would just allocate maybe an hour or maybe an hour and a half to think about my title and my subtitle. Now I actually spend the whole week. I'm not kidding you. I spend the whole week refining my titles and subtitles, because it's really important, this particular factor. But it's not the whole week. I'll spend like 15 minutes on Monday, and then I'll sleep on it, and then 15 minutes again on Tuesday, and then I'll sleep on it. But it spans across the whole week. So through experience, you gain more insight. And through experience, now I've built up my contacts. I have a directory of people that I can reach out to. Now I know who to contact if I want an editor. I know who to contact if I need a book designer. I even have a guy who deals with my audiobooks, because with audiobooks you need to master the files, because these are audio files. All my three books are available in print, Kindle, and audiobook. So I also have a guy who manages and deals with my audio files. So through experience, I learned more as I gained experience. Of course, at first I have the information from the book, and then I applied it, and I gained more insight as I implemented the teachings in that book. So yeah, first secret is learn from the best. Seek out information and learn from the best. And the second secret is to actually learn by doing, learn through experience. Okay, so those are the first two. The third secret is actually, this is connected with my PAMI code, with my business. PAMI actually means let's go together. And for me, the third secret is all about connecting and learning and sharing your journey with others. So in my case, I have this group. I joined this community of authors and other self-published authors, where we share our journey together. We share good practice, we share our challenges. There are also book lovers in the group, so we share insights into what's interesting in the book, how can we promote our books better, and so on. So the third secret really is to stay connected with people, join a group, join a community, learn from fellow authors. You're not the first person to self-publish. You won't be the last person to self-publish. And you certainly aren't the only one self-publishing right now. So what I would say, learn from fellow authors, connect with fellow authors and book lovers, and you can learn together. The journey will be more enjoyable that way, when you share your journey together. So those are my three secrets that I'll share with you today. They're not really secrets. I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but it's probably helpful for me to say it out loud, so it sort of clicks and hopefully and it triggers something in you to do something and get on with your self-publishing career. So first, seek out information and learn from the best. Second, you actually need to do something about that information and implement and learn as you go, learn through experience. And finally, the third is learn together, connect and interact, learn from your readers or potential readers if you don't have a book out yet. Learn from aspiring authors who are also thinking about self-publishing, or already experienced authors. Connect and learn together. So that's it for today. And actually, along those lines, before I forget, if you are wondering where you can join a community or a group of authors and book lovers. I'm starting to build this community in the Self-Publishing Made Simple community. You can join that group. Just search on Facebook a Self-Publishing Made Simple community. I'm building this community so authors and book lovers can come together to share our journeys together. Um, you can post in there your intentions every Monday. If you have any book intentions or goals, post it on Monday. And by Friday, we will check, keep you accountable if you've kept true to your word and hold on to what your intentions are. It's an excellent way to keep you on track and to if it's really your ambition and your dream to self-publish, it's really important to have that support and to keep you motivated and on track to your goals. I'll also be in the group every Tuesday live at 11 in the morning UK time. So if you have any questions about writing or self-publishing, you're more than welcome to ask me questions there, and I'll help you out if I can. So if you want to join our community, please feel free to do that. Just search on Facebook, Self-Publishing Made Simple community, apply. And if you want to join, just click there, and I'll approve it if you're a good fit to our group. So that's it for today. I hope you can join me again tomorrow for the third and final live teach here at Self-Publishing Made Simple. And tomorrow I'm going to share with you my secrets on how I launched my book to #1 bestseller status, even if I don't have a publicist or a large social media following. So until then, thank you for listening. If you feel that someone will benefit from this video, please feel free to share. And I hope to catch up with you soon. All right, that's it. Bye for now. Bye.